Karen had my car towed over a $79 fine I never saw. What she didn't know? I carry a badge and a receipt for every lie she told. It started with a quiet morning and a missing car. Not stolen, not misparked, just towed, right from my driveway. Over a $79 fine I didn't even know existed. The fluorescent orange violation slip was fluttering from my mailbox like it was proud of itself. In big bold letters, vehicle removed for noncompliance. Under it, repeat violators will be reported to local authorities. Authorities? That's cute, because I am the authorities, but I didn't flash that part just yet. Not until she really earned it. See, this wasn't about the money. It was about control. And if there's one thing HOA Karens hate, it's losing control. Let's rewind 6 weeks. I had just moved into Oakshade Estates. Quiet neighborhood. Good schools. Clean sidewalks. Boring enough to be peaceful. Perfect for someone like me. Detective who just pulled 6 straight years of night shifts and needed a little serenity between chaos. But peace and Karen don't mix. Day 2, literally day 2, I got my first letter. Violation, improper trash can placement. I had tucked the bin beside the house like any normal human. Apparently, it wasn't aesthetically compliant. The letter was signed by Karen. Not her real name, but if you've dealt with an HOA long enough, you know her. The permagrin. The clipboard. The walkie-talkie that no one asked for. I thought it was a harmless oversight. Maybe she was just a little zealous, so I adjusted the bin, played the game, but the game had only just begun. Day 5, I got another letter. Warning, vehicle parked in driveway overnight. This violates Section 8B of the HOA handbook. Now that one made me raise an eyebrow. Because my garage was full of boxes, and I'd been parking my Dodge Charger, my pride and joy, on the driveway. Temporarily, but apparently, a blacked-out Charger in a driveway was enough to trigger a suburban national emergency. That's when I went to the HOA meeting. I wore jeans and brought donuts. Big mistake. Nobody touched them. Karen stood at the head like she was moderating the G7 summit. She introduced herself with a thin smile and the sentence, "We like to keep Oakshade orderly." I introduced myself, said I was a detective, and just moved in. Her smile dropped half an inch. Law enforcement, she said like she'd just bitten into a lemon. Then she looked directly at me and said, "You might want to familiarize yourself with the HOA handbook. We have standards." I should have walked out right then. Instead, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. That was mistake number 2. Over the next few weeks, I racked up infractions like a rookie in traffic court. Unauthorized window tint, overgrown ornamental grass, improper holiday lighting. It was October. I'd strung up 3 pumpkins and a motion sensor bat. Neighbors started whispering. Turns out Karen had a pattern. She targeted new homeowners who didn't suck up immediately. But the ones who brought her wine baskets? Magically violation-free. Then came the $79 fine. For repeat parking violations, I never saw the notice. Not until my Charger vanished one morning. I stood in my driveway, half-dressed and stunned. I called the towing company, who confirmed the HOA authorized the tow at 6:42 a.m., which is when I sleep. Because I work nights. No knock, no warning. Just gone. And Karen? She strutted past that morning with her dog Bentley, sipping a green juice like she hadn't just committed vehicular theft. "Maybe next time follow the rules," she chirped, without looking up. That's when the gloves came off. I paid the tow fee. $183. I didn't say a word. Instead, I started building my case. You see, Karen didn't know she'd picked the wrong target. I wasn't just some tired neighbor trying to blend in. I'd built cases against syndicates, more organized than her little suburban dictatorship. I started small, chatting up neighbors, asking harmless questions. Oh yeah, she fined us for a basketball hoop once. She threatened to tow my son's car for having a bumper sticker. She said our dog barked too joyfully. I collected every notice, every letter, every screenshot of her HOA enforcement reports. Then I went deeper. I traced payment records and contracts. Turns out, Karen's cousin ran the preferred landscaping service that handled all correctional compliance tasks. And her niece? She ran the towing company. You can't make this stuff up. I filed Freedom of Information requests, reviewed local ordinance codes, even pulled her HOA leadership records. She'd been president for 6 years, kept her power by amending bylaws to limit election. Votes to board approved members only. No one else stood a chance. That's when I showed up at the next meeting. This time I wore my badge on my belt. Visible. Not to intimidate. Just to remind. Karen stiffened. "Detective, nice of you to join us again. I brought a presentation," I said. And I did. PowerPoint, charts, a big red string map like you see in movies. Violations by zip code. Financials linking her to family-owned contractors. Procedural discrepancies. Illegally denied appeals. The room was silent except for the hum of the projector. Karen tried to interrupt. "This is inappropriate." I turned slowly. "What's inappropriate is towing private vehicles from private property without municipal authorization. Want me to pull the statutes?" She backed down, for now. But 2 days later, she struck again. At 2:10 p.m., a flatbed truck rolled into my driveway. I was watching from my porch with a glass of iced tea. They started hooking up the charger. I let them, until they were almost done. Then I walked over, badge now clipped front and center. "Sir," I said to the tow guy, "do you have written authorization from the city for this removal?" He froze. The HOA called. That's not what I asked. I handed him a printed statute. "You're towing a registered vehicle from private property without law enforcement directive. That's unlawful seizure." Karen stormed out. "This is harassment. You're abusing your position." I didn't raise my voice. "You just ordered a tow from a home you don't own, through a board you illegally control, using a company owned by your niece. Shall I call internal affairs?" The tow guy unhooked the car in record time. That night, I submitted my full report to the state, HOA, regulatory board, and local attorney general. Within 2 weeks, Karen received a cease and desist, a pending investigation notice, and sweetest of all, an HOA emergency board vote was called. She tried to delay it, said the bylaws didn't allow unscheduled meetings. Too bad I'd already exposed the illegally amended bylaws. The vote happened. She lost, badly. Her final move? She posted on Nextdoor claiming I had threatened her with my position. I posted the meeting footage. The HOA lawyer, yes, she needed one now, sent a retraction. Karen quietly sold her home and moved away. Rumor has it she's now just a resident in another HOA, where she keeps her mouth shut. And me? My Charger sits peacefully in the driveway, under the sun, as it should. The HOA is now chaired by a retired librarian who bakes banana bread for new neighbors. Violations? They're rare and reasonable. I learned something, though. Power attracts people like Karen, but justice needs patience. It needs strategy. And sometimes it needs a badge. Drop a if you made it to the end, and comment below. What would you have done if someone towed your car over a $79 grudge?